Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been seeing a lot of people do it, and it kind of gave me some interest myself. We're going to be jumping into a Sparking Zero tier list. Now, I did spend maybe like 15-20 minutes shaping up this tier list the way that I wanted it to be, naming it right here. So let's go through the categories before we get into anything. Also, if you're enjoying the vibes, make sure you slide subscribe, because it helps my channel grow, helps thrust my channel in the algorithm, may help you out as well as try to do giveaways and give back to my community when and wherever I possibly can. Anyways, let's jump into this. Let's look at the difference in my tier list, okay? So we got the number one at the top, super saucy. That's gonna be our mains, okay? These are gonna be the people that we're gonna be playing the most, more often than not. Every day we're gonna be training and trying to get better with these characters. And I know when I add some people in here, you guys will be thinking it's kind of questionable, and you might be thinking, who the hell is gonna main this guy? But I've been saying it for a while, all right? So let's continue going through it, all right? We got absolutely playing, which I tried to go through the tier list in like my own cheesy, corny way of like going with how it's like S, A, B, C rank. And then the last one I just added in my own category because I really felt like this should be a category just for me specifically. I don't know if anybody else has done this beforehand. So again, super saucy, that's my mains. Those are gonna be my mains. Absolutely playing, those are gonna be frequently people in my rotation. Best for content, which are gonna be people that's best used in my custom battles, and other people might be able to use them in custom battles. And C rank being couldn't care less. I'm probably hardly gonna touch these characters. I'll probably touch them here and there, if any at all. And then the last one that I think is gonna be the most important one aside from the mains are the people that has the learning potential, because these are people that I have pretty much shied away from playing in a lot of other Dragon Ball games, either because I think they're not good enough or they're just like not my vibe, right? They're all manners of characters throughout all of Dragon Ball history, but to me, there's like certain characters in video games that usually don't play well for my playstyle, and I want to kind of break the mold a little bit, have a little bit more fun, and not just stay to the constrained, restricted people that I tend to stick with in almost every Dragon Ball game. I want to shake it up a little bit, and just do something a little bit different, okay? So that could be kind of something cool that you can try to experiment and start throwing into your mains category here and there. But I made a separate spot for it just so that way I know, and I have this to go back on as I will save this and just look at some of these characters that we're gonna pull from here and there. Now, I'm gonna get my mains out the way, and I already know who my mains are in my head. First person that I can see right here is Goten. Okay, actually, hold on. Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. I'm just gonna put Teen Gohan here just in general. Aside from these characters, I don't really have other people that I would consider mains. Like Krillin always is gonna be somebody in my heart that I try to give him because he's the underdog of underdogs. I know I could give Yamcha a play, but again, he's one of those characters that I never liked the fighting style in the games, but I've always appreciated Krillin and how he's played. Plus Krillin is Goku's best friend, you know? But yeah, these are gonna be my main characters. I feel like I say way too much. It just comes from where I used to grow up, man. It is what it is. Anyways, we're gonna go into the next category because really these are gonna be my mains. The next category we're gonna go into is people that are gonna be frequently in my rotation. So people that are gonna be frequently in rotation, easily gonna be base Goku. Early, I've always appreciated base Goku because of like the Meteor Smash and all that extra stuff. I don't know how many of these versions of Goku I'm gonna actually be adding in here, but if I add in like a base version of Goku, I like all of the base versions of Goku. All right, so You can see right now, I'm still not done with this list. So you're looking at my mains. This still hasn't changed, by the way. My mains, Krillin, Goten, Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I had to add him in there, and then all versions of Team Gohan. I don't care which version I'm playing as, it is going to be frequent in my mains. There's going to be the most people you see me play as on the channel, of course, as I get through the game and try to get through ranked play with all of the characters and whoever else I feel like playing as. We're getting more and more in here, okay? Now, let's look at this a little bit more inside of my frequently in rotation, as we constantly add more people in here. You know I go in with base Goku. Goku early, he always goes crazy. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you say. Base Goku goes dummy, bro. The combos is insane. The freaking Kaioken on top of that, oh, masterful. Now you got mid Goku. He's usually pretty good, well seasoned, and I think that's the version of Goku that I like because he has the Warp Kamehameha Wave, and I think that early or mid version of Goku in Super Saiyan has the Angry Kamehameha as well. So I think you can choose between the two, but I don't know which one, if it's End Goku that has the Warp Kamehameha Wave or if it's the mid version, or if they both have it and you just have to like switch what move you want to mix and mash. I'm not sure. And then same thing for Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I just like playing as all the versions of Goku pretty much, for the, you know, again, for the most part. Of course I had to add in my boy Adult Gohan in there. Oh my gosh, saucy, look at him. You know, I'm playing with that Great Saiyaman outfit. That is my favorite outfit from Gohan in his adult form. Future Gohan, the potential is there. Like, yes, technically some of these characters would mix and mash as like best for content, let's be real here, but if I'm gonna be completely honest, I just feel like I'm putting them in these categories based off of what I'm going to be doing with the game and what I think the general population would say is like best for content and all these different scenarios. Like Vegeta down there, you know, he's great for content, and everybody else, again, like I said, everybody is technically great for content, but you get what I'm saying, like custom battles and scenarios and stuff. The possibilities with everyone is endless. That's why this list is for me. Moving on, the boy Trunks. Now, you'll notice, where is the melee version or the Trunks version with the armor? I've never really been that big of a fan of that version of Trunks. I like him with the armor, but I don't like him just like playing like that. Like, you'll probably notice me saying in other videos, I like that version of Trunks a lot, but I've always loved playing with his sword, and he has like really cool combos. I just don't like the other version of Trunks when it comes to these Tenkaichi or Sparking games. He never really played that cool for me. Now, of course, we gotta add in OG Goku. OG Goku might be one of my mains. Big might. I don't know yet, but I will definitely say he's going to be more frequently in rotation, which brings me down to Mini Goku. I'm going to add Mini Goku just because I don't know how he plays yet, as in learning potential. You know, very broad term, like, okay, he's in other Dragon Ball games, but not really. In this case, he's not in any other Dragon Ball game, but I've never played him, so I don't know how he plays. So I'm going to just put there that there's learning potential for me and how I would play the game personally. Let's go into Future Gohan. Again, we have all versions of Future Gohan. I should just add that right here. Don't know why it's separate. Same thing for Trunks, Team Goku right there. This isn't in any order, by the way. For like these, the only thing that's in the main order is my mains. Of course, we got Piccolo fused with Kami specifically. I hardly ever play as like early versions of Piccolo just because I don't like his moveset. I always loved the fuse with Kami because the Hell Zone grenade, or whatever you want to call it. He has explosive wave. He has all of his moves. He has everything that early Piccolo has, but even better, and including that he's stronger. The homie Bardock, bro. People be sleeping on Bardock. I know that they put in the version from Dragon Ball Super instead of the Z version. I still don't care, bro. Bardock is Bardock. And then, you know, I gotta go with my boy Fat Boo. Majin Buu, he's always been somebody I've kept in my rotation. He's funny, he's quirky, he's cool. I previously would always put like Super Buu in my rotation, but I don't know, recent games has just had him not playing that well for me personally, and I've never gotten into Kid Buu's playstyle. Sometimes he's like too fast for me, and I know it's kind of weird because back in some older Dragon Ball games I would play as people like Birder, but again, Kid Buu, sometimes I just don't like his playstyle and what he does. It is what it is, and he is a freaking menace every game that he's in. I don't care who you match him up against. He can be against Omega Shenron. It don't matter. This man is he's pure evil. He's just a absolute menace. It's crazy how often I fought Kid Buu in older Dragon Ball games, and he would obliterate me beyond belief of what any other character has ever been able to do to me in any Dragon Ball game on the hardest difficulty. So yeah, definitely most used in custom battles. Gonna be super fun to add him in there. Let's see if we can add in some more people into the frequently in rotation before we discuss the rest of the stuff. All right, now frequently in rotation, definitely gonna have Cooler. Cooler has always been somebody that I've truly loved, and I've always constantly said, out of the Frieza race, Cooler is always going to be the best one for me. I've not played much with Meta Cooler, but I would like to learn him. I'm going to be completely honest. I was never accustomed to his playstyle because it's much like the androids where he's not able to power up in these older titles, whereas in some of the older games, like the stuff that you see me play on the channel, like Shin Budokai and the original Budokai 1 through 3, and I don't know, Budokai Another Road and all those other Budokai games, he can charge up. Same thing for the androids. But in the Tenkaichi series or the Sparking series, you're not able to charge up with androids, basically anybody that's like truly metallic in any nature, like the androids, Meta Cooler. I don't think you can charge up with Mecha Frieza. I'm not entirely sure on that, but yeah, Android 13 again, somebody you can't charge up with. So for that reason, I'm gonna put inside of learning potential, because again, I do want to learn how to play as these characters. I don't know, they might be able to charge up, but it is what it is. I'm not entirely sure. Bojack, gonna be putting him in best for content for me personally. Janemba, I've never been that big into bigger version of Janemba. I'm glad that he's in the game. I just don't personally care. I'm hardly gonna touch him, if anything at all. Super Janemba, no, that nigga is going in my frequent in rotation. Tapion, frequent in rotation, but it's kind of a scenario of he's gonna be frequent in rotation once I learn how to play as him. So that's gonna be somebody, and we're gonna organize. The only list that we're going to organize is going to be mains, and then this list down at the bottom for the learning potential, because I'm going to eventually use this as a guideline for new characters that I want to play as personally and document from my journey playing through the game, because again, I do want to go by this list and actually try to get good with these characters. So I have lots of plans for Sparking Zero. Base Broly, frequent in rotation, stop it. Super Saiyan Broly, probably gonna be in my mains, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Super Saiyan God, or not God version, but you get what I'm saying. The legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Harudagon. Honestly, I'm torn between putting him in my learning potential in best for content, because in a lot of older games I would always be like, man, they never put Harudagon or Tapion in the game. I really want to play as these characters. And I don't go back often to the old titles that he is in and actually play it. So, and out of the bigger characters that I want to learn to play, Harudagon is probably the one I want to learn the most. So yeah, I'll put him in characters that I like want to learn, just because he's kind of cool. And that was the first time we really seen like this huge explosive dragon fist, and I just have a core memory attached to him. Base Broly, I'm not a huge fan of super version of Broly, but I do recognize that he's probably best for content, at least in my aspect. I just don't like the super version of Broly nearly as much as I like the OG Broly. Call me old school. I really don't care what you say in my comments. It's not that he's bad. I don't like the redesign, and I don't really like how he was just shoehorned in here with like this crazy fucking loads of power. But it would make sense that he's like the legendary Super Saiyan, even though technically on a canonical standpoint, Goku fills in the role as the true legendary Super Saiyan. Cause I'm pretty sure the original was just, it was all a mythos anyway. Nobody's seen the legendary Super Saiyan like for a long ass time. There's a whole story behind that, as well as the Super Saiyan God. It doesn't really matter. We're here for the tier list. Base version of Goku, like I said, probably putting all versions of Goku in my frequently gonna play. And I'm hoping that base Goku actually goes off, because every version of base Goku, it actually doesn't even matter if it's the Sparking series. Every version of base Goku basically pops off, no matter what game he's in. So Super Goku just completely skips over Super Saiyan 2 through 3. Interesting. That does make sense. Okay, so here's something about me. I personally don't like Ultra Instinct. Like, okay, hate me. It's cool. I get it. It's cool. It's a cool transformation. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. If I see it, it's hype. It's cool as hell. Don't get me wrong. I don't care for Ultra Instinct. So I'm hardly gonna touch Ultra Instinct if I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm torn between, like, should I try to learn him because he's a cool looking character and I haven't played as him in other games, like, at all. You can't find a single history of me playing as an Ultra Instinct version of Goku. Maybe in Fighters I tried him out when he came out, but anytime you look at my playtime with any version of Goku, it's so low. It's abysmally low. I don't even know if that's a word, but I just made it up. It's just abysmal. Like, it's so low. So it's like hardly touching, if at all. Like, honest, dead honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Base version of Super Vegeta. So these versions of Vegeta, here's the thing about me. I want to learn how to play as Vegeta, because his playstyle is typically very different than anything that I play as. I don't touch Vegeta at all, or any Vegeta-like characters, other than Trunks. We're gonna add in Kaba in this list of characters that I'm excited to learn. Didn't play as them in Xenoverse, didn't play as them in any other games that they came out in. Again, and I hardly ever touch Vegeta characters. I would say the same thing for Blue Vegito, hardly touched him. And I would say the same thing for the newer version of Gogeta. Would like to learn these characters. Is there a base version of Vegito? Oh, this is the base version of Vegito. Yeah. Well, I'll take him out of the best for content. Like, yes, he's most definitely best for content, but for me specifically, I do want to learn how to actually play as him. And this is most likely going to be like in ranked and just in general, use these characters a lot, anywhere and everywhere. Learning potential, because once I learn God Vegeta, here's the thing, I've always loved God Vegeta in every depiction that I've seen of him. I've never played as him, and I feel like he's not really been in any video games. Like, was he in Sparking Zero? I think not Sparking Zero. I mean, he was in Xenoverse, right? Like, I could have sworn that he was in Xenoverse 2, definitely not 1. And if he was in the DLC. And honestly, by the time that happened, I just was completely tapped out of Xenoverse. It's a great game. I've been waiting for like a third iteration of the game, or like a massive overhaul update for me to get brought back into Xenoverse 2, and that just never happened. So, for that reason, just off of pure looks alone and the fact that I love the God mode so much, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have him in my top learning potential. Base version of like future Trunks, all the, like, again, the whole super version of Trunks, I'm not gonna probably go too much towards. I'm probably gonna just put best for content. Now, this version is 17. Do want to learn him. If he's anything like the other versions of the androids, it's going to be in a scenario where he doesn't charge up and it's a different play style, and that's the thing that about these characters in the Sparking series, or again, I'm going to reference it as the Tenkaichi series. All of the characters that you play as in the game essentially have the same button inputs. That is true, but they operate differently, and that's where the uniqueness is. And it's not that every single character operates uniquely, it's that you have these different categories of characters. You could say that a character like Vegeta or whoever else could be like your zoner characters, right? They're good with Ki Blast, they charge up Ki quicker than other characters, whatever the case may be. The people in this game have more like they'll have certain benefits to them that other characters don't, or certain implements inside of a combo, like a Ki cannon Gohan always has, and different versions of Goku have, or this person doesn't have this, and some people have this version of a move or a technique, and this person has this version of a vanish, or so it's stuff like that where like certain people have certain stuff and a lot of other characters have that or they don't. So you kind of have the categories of characters based off of what they can and can't do, but it's not like they're doing completely vastly different things. But I would say that for the majority of the part, the characters that are inside of my learning potential play vastly differently than the characters in my mains and people that I would typically have in like my frequent rotations list, in a sense, because Goten and Krillin don't play anything like Vegeta and Gohan and stuff like that. And the versions of Gotenks has always been a little odd with like the choices of his combos and where his combo strings end in a lot of his games. So again, there's a rhyme and reason as to why I'm putting these characters in certain areas, because I have a specific playstyle that I feel like is way more comfortable for me to understand and wrap around in my brain versus what a lot of other people play as. Apparently there's a lot of Vegeta mains out there and a lot of other Dragon Ball games. I just can't do it. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get into that area, that bag, okay? Beerus, he's somebody I want to learn to play. Don't ever touch him in any other game. Whis, somebody else I also want to learn how to play as. Don't care much for Frieza, if I'm going to be honest, but I will probably put him, in the most used for custom battles, as same for Golden Frieza. And I'll actually say similarly for Frost, except I care about Frost. I think he's a cool character. Hit, for the love of me, I want to learn to play as him. Shout out the boy Rhyme Style. The boy, no, dude's a man. Fuck. Shout out the man Rhyme Style. Is just, I don't know how you do it. You make Beerus and Hit look like the best characters of all of Dragon Ball. I don't know how. Every time I watch your videos, you be saucing niggas up with that shit. Every time I touch Hit in any game, I get dogged on. It's like I don't even know. He's the most brawler of brawler character. And the whole game is all about scrapping. You fighting the whole time, right? But he's the most brawler-like character inside of an anime about brawling. Even though there's like Ki Blast and everything. His version of Ki Blast is always just like time stop. Do this thing that I'm moving super fast where you're slowed down. I can't wrap my head around his playstyle. I want to learn how to play as him. For the love of me, I want to learn to play as him. Same thing for Goku Black. Never really played as Goku Black in the other games. But again, somebody that I would dibble and dabble with. Definitely learning potential there. Zamasu, I don't care about Zamasu. I think I dislike Zamasu so much. Like he does have a lot of potential in custom battles. But outside of that, I'm probably not touching him like at all. So, you know what? He has some potential there, so I'll just put most used in, like, custom battles. Same thing for this version, like all versions of Zamasu, I would say. Don't care if he's in the game or not. I know, hate me. I really don't care. I'm sorry. They are going to be used in custom battles. Again, everybody's technically able to be used in custom battle, but I'm likely just not going to use them as often. Definitely Caulifla. Want to learn how to play as them. Same thing for Kale. I think versions of Kale are just, they're so fire. Kale, yeah, there we go. And then Kefla also gonna be in that rotation of, actually I would say these people are good. No, yeah, I would still put them here in learning potential as opposed to like frequent rotation. I gotta learn to play as them before I move them around. We'll probably do like an updated list after the game comes out and I play as them a little bit more. Base version of Topo, I actually don't care much for. I'm probably hardly gonna touch him. God version of Topo, want to learn how to play as. Don't know if he's been in any other games, but I still want to play as him. Laza, he's definitely somebody I want to learn, but I would say I have a strong inclination of putting him towards custom battles more than somebody I'm gonna actually sit here and learn. Same thing for Dispo. Jiren, don't want to learn to play as him. Gonna be mostly used in the custom battles. Same thing for full power Jiren. I don't even have any form of, like, I just never really got so attached to the character. I didn't really like him that much. He was kind of like a shoehorned in enemy that was there to make Goku get stronger. But again, you could kind of say that for pretty much every person out there. Frequent in rotation, for sure having in Omega Shenron and Sin Shenron. Need to add him in my homies freaking Nova and Ice. Definitely want to have him in here. Learning potential. Super Baby. I think I don't really ever play as this version of Super Baby, so I'll put him in people that like I want to learn to play as. Because every time I play any sparking game or any game that has Baby in it, it's like I'll play as regular Baby Vegeta and then I'll always just transform to Super Baby 2. Every time. Similarly for Oob, want to learn to play as him, never play as him anytime that I get a chance to. It's ridiculous. Pan, I do want to learn to play as Pan. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, definitely in my frequent in rotation. Vegeta, again, somebody I want to learn to play as, no surprise there. And yeah, these versions of Goku easily going in frequent in rotation, but I wouldn't say they're gonna be my mains. Actually, I would say GT Goku is probably gonna be one of my mains. I could say that confidently because I do mess with GT Goku pretty heavy. All right. Let's start organizing this list as in learning potential first, okay? Learning potential, first person I want to start to learn is going to be God version of Vegeta. Basically, all the versions of Vegeta I want to learn almost before I learn how to play anybody else. But let's put it this way first. I would say God version of Vegeta, then Daima Goku, because I want to see what he's working with here. And then let's see. Let me think about this for a minute. Yeah, I do want to learn how to play as Kaba. So where's the other versions of Kaba? I was just over his name. What the hell? Oh, right here. This shows you I was terrible in any type of crossword puzzles. I swear on my life I was. All right, so we got God Vegeta, Daima Goku, Kaba. After that, I would probably put Kefla as people I'm gonna try to learn. Kefla and Kale. Or is it Kefla? Caulifla? Kefla? Kefla is just, yeah. Caulifla is the fusion, isn't it? Or is it Kefla? Bro, I don't remember. But I'm putting both of the characters up here anyway. So, Caulifla, Super Saiyan 2, put that in there. Kale. I thought it was pretty crazy how they were essentially gender swapped Broly and everybody lost their shit over it. Me included. I just thought it was really cool. All right, there we go. I'm trying to see if I see a Potara earring on one of them. I don't remember which one is which. All right. Aside from that, let's see. I'm trying to think about my feelings on some of these characters. Tapion definitely is up there as characters I really want to learn how to play as. Just as much as I would say Beerus and Hit. Both of them kind of are back to back, neck and neck. And mainly because of Rhyme. Rhyme has always shown these characters to pop the fuck off. And I don't know how he does it. Super interested in God version of Topo. Man, I'm just thinking in the back of my head every time I see this version of Vegeta how well they made the aura look, and it just makes me wanna, it just moved me, you know? Gosh, the game looks so good. I'm really sitting here trying to think about it. Yeah, you know what? I would dare say put after God Topo and Yeah, I'm gonna keep Super Saiyan Vegeta there. I would put super version of Vegeta up here. And this is definitely subject to change. And that's just because if I feel confident that if I learn super version of like a god version of Vegeta, he's gonna end up getting tossed into my mains. And at that point, I'm not even gonna care about the rest of the supers. I'm kind of like that. I would definitely say somebody that I'm very interested in learning is also the evil version of Super Buu, basically Majin Buu. Who else is going to be thrown up in this rotation? Yeah, definitely. Actually, this is pretty accurate right here. Adult version of Gohan into base version of Gohan. I'm like the most disinterested probably in base, like melee version of Trunks in Gotenks. Like, I want to learn these characters, but they're lower on the list of characters that I would like to learn. Because every time I've tried to play as them, I've always had issues with them. Yeah, I would definitely say Master Roshi is up there. And that could be because I'm rewatching OG Dragon Ball and just looking at his massive power diff between OG and Super. Was he even around a lot in GT? Or was he dead? I don't know. I'm trying to remember like solid scenes with Master Roshi in GT. It's kind of hard to imagine him. Yajirobe be looking saucy as hell. Yeah, I'll put Videl after Yajirobe. This is gonna be subject to change because before other versions of Vegeta, like super versions of Vegeta, I want to learn how to play as Goku Black. So I'm gonna add that right there. Then I would say, what's a good location here? Barudagon is definitely have him above a lot of other characters. Yeah, I would put him back here as well. Android 13, somebody else that I kind of really want to learn how to play as. And that goes double for both versions of him. And then I would say after that is probably Android 17. I know you're probably thinking like this list is crazy. Look, don't hate me. I'm letting y'all know. This is how I feel. See, but I feel like I want to learn base Gohan before 13. You got to understand the way that I'm thinking of this is in the aspect of order that I'd probably make content on these guys, as well as order of me genuinely checking these people out. It's not just, oh, just throw them in here and these are people I'm gonna learn. Like, yeah, that's true, but I want to go down this list as in order of characters that I'm actually gonna try learning. Yeah, I would say this is pretty accurate how it is now. And then after Videl, Kid Trunks, I probably want to learn metal. Where did the term meta cooler come from? Because I grew up thinking it was metal cooler, and then people would tell me that it's meta cooler all the time. And now I just get confused, and sometimes I say whatever one just comes to my mind at the time. Yeah, these versions, this is locked in. They're going to be the bottom of the bottom. Metal cooler right there. And then I will put Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta above that. Then I will put Oob. And then I would say I'm more interested in learning Vegito, as he's more of a Vegeta style. And that's exactly why I stopped playing as him. And well, not even stopped, it's just hardly played as him. And then I'll put Gogeta right after. These are some amazing quality pictures right here. And then I would say this is probably pretty accurate as, yeah. This is pretty accurate for characters that I want to learn to play as, that's been in other games. Some of them hasn't been in a game at all, and you know, they're just people I want to add into my rotation eventually. This is for sure people, I know I'll probably get some hate for this. I don't give a damn if they're in any Dragon Ball games. I think they're necessary to be in Dragon Ball games, but at the same time, I just don't care about them enough for me to put time and energy into playing as them. I do like Great Saiyaman being in here, but in terms of like people, if I'm hardly touching, I'm probably not going to touch Great Saiyaman that often. I will always love Great Saiyaman being in the game because I get his outfit. No, like just for that reason alone. Again, I don't care about Ultra Instinct like that. It's cool. I just, you know, I'm probably not going to touch it. Just because it's inside of a could care less or couldn't care less / hardly touching at all, it really just boils down to, I like these characters, but do I like them enough to invest a lot of energy and time into learning these characters and playing as them? Probably not. And that's why this category exists. It's not, oh, they're in this character and I don't like them at all. So don't take it as I don't like them at all, but it's the internet. I know you'll probably take it as that anyways. Best for content use, again, this is in no order at all. I should probably order this, honestly, but this is in no order at all. These are just people that I think truly deserve like a lot of attention on content that I could be creating from them, and a lot of the ideas. So I'll save this list and constantly revisit and go back to this because it's gonna help me with shaping the content that I want for custom battles and custom scenarios and custom stories and totality. I have a pretty cool idea that I'm gonna do for the different versions of Kid Goku into GT and all that as well. Anyways, people that I'm going to be completely playing with majority of the time that you see me playing this game. We could technically put this in an order as people that I like the most. So, you know, this list right here is kind of, you know what? I'm going to put that first. Now the list is pretty accurate. Yeah, the list is pretty accurate as it is, if I'm gonna be honest. People I'm gonna have in rotation, man. Let me know who you're gonna have in rotation down in the comments. And these are my mains. I have no other order to put to this. I take that back. This is the number 2. GT Goku's gonna take precedent over Goten. Just looking at the rest of these. Yeah, it's like even if you're pushed to the back of my list, it doesn't make you not important. You're still above everybody else at this point. I'm just trying to decide, like, if I'm going to be playing as Super... I love the concept of Super Saiyan 3. Like, absolutely adore it. So, I'm trying to think, am I going to be trying to learn Super Saiyan 3 Goku more than Goten? And constantly play as him? Probably, honestly. Shit, I dare say it's probably going to be this. This is probably a more accurate version of my list. Damn, I feel bad because Goten's still getting hold because I can't have Gohan behind Goten, bro. Like, I really can't. Yeah. This is my definitive version of my list, subject to change in the future as I play more of the potential characters, and they might be added to my mains or my frequently playing. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what your list is, who you have inside of these categories based off of my list, like just based off of my rankings of learning potential, couldn't care less, best for content, and then your absolutely playing is going to stay in rotation versus your mains. That's what I want to know in the comments. And if you do have a separate list entirely, sure, let me know. I'll definitely check it out for a video or something. We're almost here. We have a few more days for this early access stuff, and I'm gonna be on it a whole nother level of consistent. That's a promise, and I don't break my promises. So I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slide subscribe. If you enjoyed the vibes, I really do appreciate it. It helps start my channel in the algorithm, helps me grow, and stay safe out there because the world is insane. It's crazy. And I'm sorry. Also, I want to say I'm sorry if I'm low on energy and kind of seem distracted because my phone is going off on top of me having to worry about a lot of stuff. The AC unit in my apartment is completely busted. It's broke, and trying to have that situated. So it's scorching hot in here. It's like 90 degrees, and I'm recording videos, electronics, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.
I never felt like I never felt like